So this is going to be another movie review. This one's called The Haunted House of Horror, 1969. This is going to be another AIP flick. I'm giving it 2 out of 5 stars. I just liked it. It was supposed to have Boris Karloff and David Bowie in it, but they did. Boris Karloff was on his deathbed. He couldn't do it. I think Boris Karloff's last movie was Targets, I think. And that was one where he was walking around bow-legged because he had some kind of bone condition or something. But David Bowie couldn't do it because they didn't want 2 singers in it. Got Frankie Avalon. So they just left David Bowie out. I think it would have been a better film. I agree with the creature features dude. I think it would have been a better film with Boris Karloff and David Bowie in it. But it's about a bunch of 20-somethings in swinging London. They're hanging out at a party with Frankie, and they're getting pretty bored. So they go to the English countryside to check out this haunted house, and one of them gets knifed with this weird-looking thing this machete, combination machete knife. It looks like something that you'd used to clear a jungle in Burma or something. And so they start freaking out that the cops are going to bust them. And Frankie says that one of them did it because there's no way to get in from the outside. And meanwhile, this older married dude is having an affair with one of them. She decides to split before the dude gets knifed or macheted or whatever that weird-looking weapon is. And she's the one who ultimately tells the police what happened because her ex-boyfriend, the older husband dude, comes over and she tells him that she dropped his lighter with her name inscribed on it in that haunted house. So he goes back there. He gets knifed or macheted or whatever that weird thing is. I thought he was the one who was going to be the murderer because he saw the first victim kissing his ex-girlfriend. He's always following her around London in the English countryside. So we find out midway through that he's not the murderer. And Frankie decides to hide the body because they all have criminal record from previous drug charge or something that could be proven because they didn't have the evidence according to Frankie. So they hide the body and they start freaking out because the police are asking all these questions. You know, what happened to your friend? Why has he been missing for a few days? He hasn't called into work or anything. So So there's a lot of blood in this. The older dude's ex-girlfriend, she's got a Che Guevara poster. That kind of irritated me. It was like the Angela Davis poster that I saw in Foxy Brown. Free advertisement for communist cruds murdering government people. Anyways, so they get together in the house, and one of them says, let's go to the police. We should have gone there in the first place." And another one says, "Look, let's go to the back to the house and see if we can try to find the killer," which is kind of dangerous. And indeed, Frankie gets knifed in the groin area. Kind of a strange scene there. It turns out that the Richard dude in the group has a fear of the dark because his brother locked him in a room or something. He had a bad childhood experience. He was locked in a basement for 3 days. And he goes after the last person in the house. The other two got scared off, or something happened where one of the gals thought that she saw the dead victim come back to life or something. I couldn't really follow what was happening, but a bunch of them take off. There are 3 left. Frankie gets knifed, and Richard goes after the other gal, Sheila. She falls down the stairs, but then the clouds cover the moon. He starts freaking out because it's dark. He reverts back to his childhood fear of the dark. So he's kind of running outside, stumbling, and then the cops show up, and that's pretty much the movie. Sorry if I spoiled the ending, but there's not much of an ending. It was kind of boring. Couldn't get into any of the characters, and the blood scenes look cheap, which is only the
ketchup blood.
Yeah, it's like red paint or something. It doesn't look. It looks like cheap gore effects in this one. Ketchup blood, as my son said. Anyways, those were the highlights. The 3 kills in this one. The rest of the movie was boring, and the death scenes were few and far between, and a lot of off-camera death scenes, fake blood, that kind of stuff, tricky camera work. But I did learn the Boris Karloff in the David Bowie thing from watching Creature Features, which is probably why I should watch Creature Features more often instead of watching other versions of movies on YouTube. But anyways, I'm going to watch Cry of the Banshee now, and then I got to drive him back. I got about a half an hour left later.